First lesson. Most people who jump into options trading blow up their accounts, not because they picked the wrong direction, but because they didn't understand why their option wasn't moving the way they expected it to. You can be right about where a stock is going and still lose money on options. That's not a coincidence. That's the Greeks working against you while you weren't paying attention. Today we're going to change that. Before we go any further, press that like button. Subscribe to the channel. It will help the algorithm reach more people. Before we get into each one individually, I want you to think about the Greeks as a dashboard. When you're driving a car, your dashboard tells you your speed, how much fuel you have, what your engine temperature is, whether you're low on oil. None of these things by themselves tell you everything, but together they give you a complete picture of what your car is doing at that moment. Option Greeks work the exact same way. Delta, Gamma, Theta, Vega, and RHO are the instruments on your dashboard. They tell you how your option is going to behave when the stock moves, when time passes, when volatility changes, and when interest rates shift. Ignore your dashboard and you're driving blind. So let's go through each one. The first Greek and the most important one for directional traders is Delta. Delta tells you how much your options price is going to move for every dollar move in the underlying stock or index. If you have a call option on SPY with a delta of 0.50, that means for every $1 SPY moves up, your option is going to gain approximately 50 cents. If SPY drops $1, you'll lose 50 cents on that option. Simple as that. Now here's where it gets interesting. For call options, delta is always a positive number somewhere between 0 and 1. For put options, delta is always a negative number, somewhere between 0 and -1. And at the money call option is going to have a delta right around 0.50, which you'll hear traders call a 50 delta. Deep in the money options have a delta approaching 1.0, meaning the move almost dollar for dollar with the stock. Way out of the money options have a very low delta, like 0.10 or 0.15, because the probability of those striking in time is much lower. And that brings me to the second thing Delta tells you. Delta is also your probability number. A 0.30 delta options has roughly a 30% chance of expiring in the money. A 0.70 delta option has about a 70% chance of expiring in the money. That's why when you look at an options chain, you can use delta to immediately gauge the odds you're working with on any given strike. Traders drop the decimal and just call it a 30 delta, 70 delta, 50 delta. When you hear me say I'm looking at a 30 delta call on QQQ, I'm looking at a strike that's out of the money with about a 30% chance of probability of finishing in the money by expiration. The second Greek is Gamma, and Gamma is what I call Delta's engine. Gamma tells you how fast Delta is going to change as a stock moves. Think of Delta as your speed and Gamma as your acceleration. If Delta is how fast your car is going, Gamma is how hard you're pressing the gas pedal. Gamma accelerating your gains when you're right. But here's what you need to understand about Gamma. It works both ways. And Gamma is highest on options that are close to the money and close to expiration. That's why weekly options near expirations can be explosive. A small move in the stock creates a massive swing in the options price because Gamma is at its peak. When I'm looking at a trade, especially a same day or weekly play on the SPY or QQQ, I'm very cautious of where Gamma is. The third Greek is Theta, and this is the one that every option buyer needs to respect because Theta is working against you every single day you hold that contract. Theta represents time decay. It tells you how much your options premium is going to lose in value each day just from the passage of time. With everything else staying equal, if you hold a call option that has a theta of negative 0.05, you are losing 5 cents of value on that option every single day you hold it. That might not sound like much on one contract, but remember, one contract controls 100 shares. That's $5 a day walking out of your pocket on a single contract just because the clock is ticking. And here's the thing about Theta that catches a lot of new traders off guard. Theta accelerates. It doesn't decay at a flat rate across the life of the option. The closer you get to expiration, the faster Theta eats your premium. The fourth Greek is Vega, and Vega is all about volatility. Specifically, Vega measures how much your options price is going to change for every 1 percentage point change in implied volatility. If your option has a Vega of 0.10 and implied volatility increases by 1%, your option gains 10 cents. If implied volatility drops by 1%, you lose 10 cents. Now, why does this matter so much? Because implied volatility is constantly shifting based on what the market expects to happen. Before a major event, like an earnings announcement or a Federal Reserve decision, implied volatility tends to spike. That spike inflates options premiums. Everybody's buying protection. Everybody's speculating, and that demand drives IV up. The problem is what happens right after. Once that event passes, implied volatility collapses, and it collapses fast. Traders call this IV crush. And when IV crushes, Vegas destroys premiums across the board. I've seen traders nail the direction perfectly on the earnings play. The stock moves exactly where they said it would, and they still lose money because the IV crush wiped out more premium that the directional move added back. That's Vega. That's why before you buy an options contract, especially headed into an event, you need to check where implied volatility is relative to where it's been historically. If IV is already elevated and you're buying premium, you're paying top dollar and you could be walking into a Vega trap. Now here's the part that ties all of this together. And this is the piece most educators skip over and don't spend enough time on. None of these Greeks work in isolation. At any given moment, delta is telling your directional exposure. Gamma is changing that exposure as the stock moves. Theta is eating your premium every hour the clock ticks. And Vega is reacting to the market shifts, fears, and uncertainty. When you pull up your options change, you're going to see 3 columns that matter right now. The strike price, the bid, and the ask. Let's go through each one. The strike price is the price level your contract is tied to. If you're buying a call, you need the stock to move above the strike to make money. If you're buying a put, you need the stock to move below it. When you look at the chain, strikes run up and down the middle of the screen with calls on one side and puts on the other. The strike you pick is your directional bet. And your delta is what helps you find the right one for the move you're expecting. The bid and the ask are the 2 prices you see next to every strike. The ask is the price you pay to buy the contract. That is the number you're focused on as a buyer. The bid is sitting right next to it, and it's always a little lower than the ask. You will see both numbers every time you pull up the chain. As a buyer, your number is the ask. Now here's the rule you have to know before you touch anything. Every price on that chain is quoted per share, and every contract controls 100 shares. So you take whatever ask price you see and you multiply it by 100. That is what this contract is actually going to cost you out of your account. You see an ask of $2.73, that is $273. You see an ask of $5.40, that is $540. Do not let the decimal fool you. Always multiply by 100 before you buy anything. We are buyers on this channel. We buy calls and we buy puts. That is it. We are not here to sell options. We are not discussing that, and we are not going there. You see something moving up, you buy a call. You see something moving down, you buy a put. You pick your strike using your delta. One last thing I want to cover is contracts. Every option has an expiration date. The number of days until the date is what you're choosing when you pick a contract. For day trading options, I personally use 5 to 10 days out. The reason is simple. Those contracts give you better Greeks to work with. Your delta, your gamma, your theta all behave more predictable with a few days of cushion. Yes, they cost a little more, but they're well worth it. If you pick the right setup and you know what you're doing, you have a high probability of cashing out that same day or the next day with those 5 to 10 day contracts working in your favor. That's the lesson.